Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to another morning word. Thanks for joining us. For those new to this is where we share a couple minute video, really just sharing from my own personal Bible study. Why? Because I wanted to see your life go from here to here. And God says this was really led by God. God says, I come to give you life and life more abundantly. How powerful is that? Now, the real question that we wanted to ask God was, how do we do that? Well, God says this. He gave us the blueprint. He says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if we can think like God, there is nothing that we can't achieve in this world, because there is nothing that's impossible for God, which means there's nothing that's impossible for you. So I truly believe God can take you from your worst valleys to the greatest mountaintops that you can't even imagine. All right, so let's really get into this. Now, please take notes, but more importantly, take action. Please do not just listen to this as motivation or anything like that or inspiration. If you don't apply it, you will not get the fruit. So you've got to apply it, take notes, and then apply. So let's get into this. We're reading from the book of Joshua, which is the 6th book of the Bible, and we're reading from chapter 13, verse 13, and it reads this. But the Israelites did not drive out the people of Geshur and Maakah. They continue to live among the Israelites to this day. I'm going to say this. The title of this morning's word is drive out the sin. Drive out those things that you need to get rid of. Now understand this. Now God through Moses had made it very clear to the nation of Israel when they had battled areas and they were taking over areas to leave no inhabitants. Okay, leave nothing. Now the reason being is every time the Israelites conquered the land and not to leave any inhabitants in that land, is because God understood what would happen is. It would start off that, okay, we'll leave a couple of people around, and then you start to take on some of their principles. You start to take on some of their values. You start to take on some of their ways. Okay, it doesn't seem like a major problem at first, but then what happens is that their principles start to dilute your principles, start to dilute your values, and before you know it, the very values that you had have now disappeared, and you've transformed into something that you never wanted to be. And that can happen in our lives. We have things in our lives that we know we should get rid of. We know that we should, totally cleanse out, but we play with it. There's that sin in your life that you know that you should be going, I need to address that. I need to confess that. I need to work on getting rid of that. But you think, nah, I'll be okay. But listen, the alcoholic who knew he had an issue said it was okay before it overtook his life and he lost everything. The man who was struggling with pornography and the sin of adultery, thought, I just play with this thing, I'll flirt, and didn't deal with it, didn't confess it. Next thing you know, he's lost his marriage. Okay, the person who said, I'll just play with drugs, I'll just start on this little thing and I'll just take this little tablet, I'll smoke a little bit of weed. Okay, before you knew it, it grew and it grew and he became addicted that he can't live without those things. So listen. Things in life may stay small, but they could be those very small things that before you know it becomes so big that you can't get rid of them, that you don't have the power to get rid of them now that you made a choice to. So that really leads to the question in the morning. The question in the morning is this: what little sins or wrongdoings or things in your life, okay, do you need to start to remove today? What is that thing? Here's a lesson of the day. Don't ignore the so-called quote-unquote little sins. Those little things that you think are minor. Because if they go unchecked, hear me now, will grow faster than you expected. And they will wield more power in your life than you thought. Ask the alcoholic. When he thought he had a problem, instead of dealing with it, it just spiraled to the point of being uncontrolled. Ask the person who thought that dealing with pornography or lust, thought, now it's okay. Look where that ended up. Did it destroy his relationships, his marriage, and now he's addicted to pornography? What about the guy who was on drugs? Listen, we all have things. The Bible says this. None of us can say that we're without sin. None of us, all of us, have something that we need to work on. And that's really the action of the day. The action of the day is this. Find out what that thing is you need to get rid of it, no matter how small it may seem today, and then work on getting rid of it. Okay, building new habits so you don't do that, confessing it, whatever you need to do. Hit us up if you need some help. Okay, you need some advice, hit us up, but don't ignore those little things today. Get on top of them today so they don't become big problems in the future. So God bless you. A little bit more of a serious one today, but I really pray that this helps somebody who's dealing with something or needs to address something. As we always say with Gen Hope, God's gift to us is life, what we do with that life is our give back to God. So please subscribe to our social media outlets so you get these videos Monday to Friday. But more importantly, please share this with one person, because I truly believe this. If we can change the mindset of one person, we can change the world. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. God bless you, and see you soon for another